Alrighty, I'm trying out some spice. I'm doing what's called the Transformational Enigmatic. It's got the main board, just kind of enigmatic plan, and the sideboard, kind of this control plan. You'll notice my deck is currently 83 cards because I'm an indecisive person. I couldn't decide what the last three cuts were. I mean, those are just three removal slots, basically. But this seems like a decent hand. I'm going to keep it. I'm pretty happy with that. We got turn two, domain of two, and we have a, Omen of the Sea or Get Lost, or even March should be. So this is, running some stuff like March instead of like Chain of the Rocks main board, and then post board we have stuff like we have two Chain of the Rocks, just in case. Um, I don't know if this is going to be good. This is just an experiment, and I like the idea, and so I'm running at 83 currently, just like I said, because I can't decide what to cut, but also sometimes I find it's just best to run it with extra cards, see what you like drawing, see what you don't like drawing, play it out like that. Playing against Rakdos is interesting. We're just gonna pass here, see what they do, and probably just try to Omen of the Sea is the plan. But I mean, even if they play like a Blood Tithe Harvester, I'm probably still Omen of the Sea, because I don't think it's worth spending to get lost now. If they do like a Waste Knot, maybe, but it looks like they're just passing. That's even better. Love to see that. I'm guessing they have like removal. That's what they're holding up. But we can see already the superiority of the Steam Vents Temple Garden mana base. We'll put the Beanstalk on the bottom. We're going to take the Fable and hope to find an untapped land. Otherwise, I'll probably just go Beanstalk, Glass Pool. If we get an untapped land, we're going to play the Fable for sure. Alright, perfect. They probably have removal for the Goblin token, but the card draw is really good, and obviously making them spend the removal on something like a Goblin Shaman is like totally fine. It's probably Fatal Push, but if they spend like a Go for the Throat, that'd be great. Yeah. But it's also one less Fatal Push. It's in the deck. We don't have we don't have any twos actually. The only less than twos are the Goblin Shamans. Everything else is three and above in this version of the deck. And just tokens are the only thing a Fatal Push would, like a non-turned on push would hit. But so if I draw untap land yet again, we could frill back, get rid of this. Otherwise, I could just get lost and march. So I honestly, I'm gonna discard the Beanstalk here, and probably that's it. Everything else I want to hold on to. And look at that, we can get it back anyways. So I'm gonna play this tapped, and then I'm just gonna do this now, and then depending on what they do, if they just go straight into combat, or hopefully they try to crack the explorers on the Goblin Shaman. But if they go straight to combat, then I could just get that, and obviously if they just untap play land play Shieldred, like I wish I wouldn't have spent the get loss, but keeping them off, card draw is always good, and Fable just is a great card. So okay. Spend a white, done. So this is good because they played their land first, so this means is they probably were planning on that treasure to play a Shieldred. Preacher's, I mean, still really good. Um, I'm gonna high roll. Let's see if I can find a land, and then I can play the Channeler as well. Um, okay. Well, I mean, that's a decent draw to have, but I did wish I could have played the Channeler here. put bottom the Jetmir because I mean I wanted an untapped land. And neither of those were untapped lands, so I had to bottom both if I wanted to do what I wanted to do here. So when they go to attack, we're just gonna take it. I think this is the one that gives them the card draw, right? Attacks player with the most life, create a 1/1. If you attack with you have the most, yeah. So they'll draw a card here, and I'm not gonna do anything about this. Okay, they take 3 life. Well, now they just make a 1/1. They fucked up here. I'm okay with that. So now I'm definitely just going to bounce the Breacher. Oh. Or we could do that. No, let's do that instead. So then we'll just go get Skyclave here. And then exile the Preacher. If they didn't get rid of the fire, this would have been a pretty hot turn. Fire's enigmatic, but I mean this is still pretty good. I'm still pretty happy with this. And then we still have the Ether Channeler in case they get to a Sorin Bane Ripper. Or just hardcast Bane Ripper. I think they're at that point where they can hardcast it. Yeah, Shieldra is great here. But we can just... Well, we play the Glass Pool, so I can't copy. So I'd have to bounce this with Yorion is my only way. But we can just Ether Channeler it back to their hand. I don't have any... Binding would be probably one of my best draws here. So we just binding the Shieldred, attack with the Skyclave. Okay. What's in their graveyard? I'm gonna play this tapped. I think I still want to just bounce this to their hand because then they can attack with it. They don't gain life. I mean, they can fatal push this, which is, you know, kind of a bummer, but so I'm going to attack regardless because there's no like I'm not double attacking here where I would be worried about this. So if they kill the Skyclave, they just get the token regardless, right? Well, they keep tapping that black mana down. I don't know what they're getting or feigning to get. Let's see what they got. I know we have Shouldered and Mystery Card. So basically forcing the action here. Mutavault. Okay, what? Oh, they thought they could do the map token at instant speed? Okay, interesting. I probably I wanted to get the Wandering Mind, but the fact that they kept tapping their mana just made me curious what was in their hand. So, but I mean, we have a flying blocker now. It's not terrible. But we are officially out of things. And what I could do here... Okay, I can't do any more. If they didn't get the counter on the Shieldred, I could have attacked in with my Channeler and Skyclave, and then they would obviously block. And so then what I do is then go get play this Heliod and get Tolsmir in the end step, and then kill the Shieldred. And that would have been, you know, a really great line to take here. Perfect. That's a really good draw. So this cost me 2 mana, right? Yeah. So what I want to do is put Yorion in hand, and we're just going to play this now. Exile the Shieldred. I'm going to attack with Skyclave and the Larcenist. And I know they have... Okay. So then I just exile the Shield Druid, attack in. Oh, okay. And so then I would have just gotten an Agent of Treachery and stole the Shield Druid, and then this is basically game over. And opponent realized that. You see Rakdos players getting really salty like this all the time, so not much you can do there. So that was that. Rakdos, easy as ever. But, I mean, this wasn't a very good showcase of the deck, right? Because it's just Rakdos meta. Anyways. Alright, let's get into it. On the play is nice. Yeah, this is a good hand. We're going to keep this. It's just card draw, and we have one piece of removal, but like that's probably fine enough. We'll go for a turn 2 pass to find Island, most likely. I'll probably just play the Sun Petal, because playing the Temple Garden right now doesn't add anything to my domain, so I'll just play the Sun Petal, take less life, and then we could potentially just play the Temple Garden later, tapped, untapped, who knows. Okay, interesting. This could be the Golgari Vampires, it could be Niv, it could be Amalia, a lot of things this could be, so not much to read into yet. One of the things I'm not sure on, because I haven't had a chance to do the Transformational Sideboard just yet, is I'm not sure if Path lines up well with the idea of holding up counter magic. The answer may be no. I mean, it does get you your lands that you need. It gets you white or blue, and you finish it up. But I mean, you're playing it on turn 2, so you can't hold up counterspell on turn 2. You'd have to wait till like turn 3. And then you're just using your mana inefficiently, which kind of sucks. But then you're also using it inefficiently if you're just holding up, you know, a counterspell on 2 and don't do anything. But we'll see. I think this is vampires. Although I don't know. I guess they must have drawn that. We're gonna just kill that because there's no reason not to. We'll go Beanstalk. No, I can't. I can't Beanstalk and kill because I don't have a white card in my hand. Oh, now we do. Now we definitely can play. Well, we'll play this. We'll see what we get. Because the problem could be if they just have another land into Sorin, then it didn't matter that we exiled this elf. But if they don't have another land, then it does matter. Right? So, Enigmatic's a good draw. That means we can... That means we're less worried now, because they could just go... If I don't get rid of this, it lets them go... Thoughtseize into... Sorin. I'm less thrilled about that, so let's just get rid of this now. And I obviously don't like losing my Elishnorn, but I think once I play this Enigmatic, we should be in the lead. Green obviously has like disenchant effects, like Besage You and whatnot, so we have to be scared about that. But so they did have land. Question is, do they slow roll and go to the Thoughtseize now? Or do they just jam the Sorin because I'm tapped out, you know? Okay, this is just green-black sacrifice, like Bola Citadel, green-black Citadel. So we're going to go ahead and just play the Enigmatic, sack the Path, get a Nimble Larcenist, I think. Well, actually, I don't know. I would like to... No, because they just sack. I think I still am going to get the Nimble Arsonist, because they could just sack the Woke Strider in response, which is in response to me getting a Skyclave. So it's in the graveyard, but I think Larcenist gives me... Well, they're a creature deck. I think it has to be Larcenist still. I have a chance next turn to get the Skyclave or get something else. Double Reaver. Okay. Okay, they have no Zula ports, which is good. If they offer the trade of the Woe Strider, I'm definitely taking it. Okay. Well, now I do wish I kind of played a little different. I don't know what they would have done different. They would have maybe done double Lazotep that turn instead of the Woe Strider. The temporary lockdown would be really good here. When an ETB is a mass, okay. So now they have to sack or they lose. They just trade. Yeah, we just trade. And they can't get this back with Tyvar because it's only 2 or less. Okay, let's just lead on a Beanstalk. I'll probably just go get Wandering Mind here, because it gives me a chance to find a Leyline Binding. Unless I draw Leyline Binding now. If I draw Leyline Binding now, that'd be amazing. Okay, well that kind of sucks to draw. I wish that was still in my deck. We're going to play the white source. Let's just put Yorion in hand. Well, actually I shouldn't have done that because I wanted to, if I find Leyline Binding off of Wandering Mind, to cast it. So I just took 2 life for no reason. Yeah, I totally forgot that I wanted to do that. March or... Okay, Lockdown's actually really good too still. So, yeah, now, obviously now I wish I had put Yorion in hand, but, like, I had 6 cards to, 6 cards to draw to. So, the odds are high of finding a 6 of. Or actually, so I had the get lost as well. So I had 8 chances. The odds were really high there. They don't... Okay, so they played Takanuma. Okay. Is this Slither what they played last turn? Yeah. So only not one of the cards on their hand. I'm just gonna not, because I have this lockdown, so I'll just get rid of all this stuff. I'll take 4, that's fine. I'm gonna kill the Tyvar lockdown and then be ahead. Cool. Alternatively, I could No, I think I'm still gonna do a lockdown. So let's do lockdown. Let's just clear their whole board. I lose the beanstalk. Like, that's not a big deal. Then I'm gonna play Glasspool, copy this Wandering Mind. I'm not gonna sack the lockdown, not yet at least. We're just gonna take this turn off, drop card with Wandering Mind, and the next turn we can cav, do some fun things. Let's see. I exiled the Elisnorn already. Probably just in Fires, maybe? They can escape this, right? The 4 of the cards? Yeah, they can escape that, but I don't think that does them any good here to escape that. I mean, they just have the one in their hand. We found another Tyvar, that's good. We're just gonna kill it. Return an elf. Okay. And they play the Woe Strider. Yeah. So I'm going to kill the Tyvar, attack their face, play the Shockland, play Fires, get Yorion, cast Yorion, bounce everything, exile their board minus the Woe Strider. And yeah, I mean, they can get some scries, probably free scries, since they know they're going to lose this stuff, but it's probably worth it still. Tyvar, face. So I can't blink the Glasspool, because the only thing that would be in play would be the Yorion, and that's I don't care about that right now. What I could actually do is normally you stack the Yorion trigger first, and then the Enigmatic trigger. I'll probably I'm gonna let the Enigmatic trigger resolve first, so I can sack my Beanstalk before doing the lockdown. Okay. We won't rest in peace. I mean, lockdowns looked good there. Their plan is just to do like Zulaport stuff, so maybe I just want more just hard board wipes. I don't think so. Let's drop the agent. Let's drop. They have Quarter Calling and Collected Company. Probably removal spells too. So I'll keep that in. Maybe we get rid of the Heliod since I'm trying to do graveyard stuff. Or trying to play Rest in Pieces, you know? I don't know if that's right. Because I have all the 3-drop enchantments, all the lockdowns and whatnot. Okay. I mean, this is decent. Yeah, I think this is actually a pretty respectable hand. We'll just go tap Temple Garden, Mountain, Path, find an island, play the island. Well, actually, we'd have to do Nylia's Pres. We'll keep it. We'll just see how the game goes. Probably just Path still. But Path can find me the planes. But I don't. I also don't have to worry about Vein Ripper Sorn unless they have. They also have. Oh, look at that. Now I'm gonna. I'm definitely gonna do the path next turn instead of the presence. Recognize that whenever one or more creatures you control die, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Gotcha. Okay. And it's just like a Zulo part, but it's only once a turn. I mean, two. I mean, yeah, two. It's a 2/2, and it's 2 life. So it's slightly better Zulo port. Next turn, we'll probably play a lockdown depending on what they play. I mean, I think the answer is yes, we play a lockdown regardless of what they play because that puts them behind. But we shall see. This is the only removal I have in hand because and then next turn we'll just play fires into one of these 2 CMCs. Hmm. Yeah, holy shit. Definitely casting a lockdown next turn. See, if I had done a damage-based board wipe there, I would have taken, damage, and they had other like Zulu port stuff. I would have taken damage, but there I don't. I mean, I guess only there I would have only taken 2. But if that was like a Zulu port, I would have taken more damage, And this is just now they're in exile, they can't get them back, which is a big part of what the deck does. Okay. Let's just do the Ether Channeler and bounce the Vran now. Time walk them. Okay. Reaver's a good one. It's two good blockers. Let's just do path. That's an interesting draw. Let's just do path, find a land, Yorion in hand. So let's get the swamp, puts us at domain. Yorion in hand. Cast it. Actually doesn't matter to bounce the path since I have all the basics in my deck. Like, yes, I'm losing a lot of these, but I actually think that's doesn't matter in the face of them losing their entire board state. Yeah, let's put both these on top. That's amazing. Let's just draw a card. Resolve the lockdown, wipe their board, draw the Elish Norn. And then now we're just sitting pretty. We'll just go, I don't know, just beans. It's kind of an impossible board state for them now. Priest is amazing, of course. I would really like an Enigmatic, I think. That's my kitty cat, if you hear her. So I want to lead. So I could theoretically cast Elish Norn into double Wandering Mind trigger, but I want to lead on the Wandering Mind because there's a chance that I do find Enigmatic off this, and then I could cast it with the Fires, and then we can start doing some cool stuff from there. Okay, let's just do. Okay, yeah. I'd probably pick the Leyline Binding there because this priest is really scary, and then I just get rid of the priest. I have nothing to spend my extra mana on, which sucks. That's why I'd wanted to hope to find Enigmatic. Sack the Fires, go get like Tolls a mirror. But yeah, temporary lockdown, really good. Alrighty, on to another one with this transformational sideboard. Lost the die roll, always sad. So, alright, reveal Yorion. This is, I mean, you could go Glass Pool, Temple Garden, and then you have Omens or Get Lost up. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I mean, it's not terrible. We are on the draw. We have removal and card draw. I mean, honestly, I think I'll keep it just because I'll play Glass Pool on turn 1 into the Temple Garden, and then we'll try to find lands with the Omens. Oh, well, of course, we're against Aggro. This is a terrible hand against Aggro. Yeah, so we're going to have to shock it in the Temple Garden, and then probably taking at least 2, 3, 4. I'm guessing. Happy to just take 1, that's for sure. Are they plotting a slick shot then? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why they waited, I guess, because I'm tapped out, but whatever. No free spells in Pioneer, not yet at least. Don't want to wish that on us, though. They scry to the bottom. It's relevant. And so what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to wait until the last possible moment on this Get Lost too. I mean, I'm probably even going to pass through block phase. That's what I like to do. At least in MTGO. In person, it's a little bit awkward because you're like, okay, cool, no blocks. And then you're like, do you cast anything? And you're like, well, wait before damage step. Well, this is great. They're spending 3 mana on whatever this is. Oh, okay, Wizard's Lightning. Let's just go ahead and Get Lost this now. Then, if they're casting the Wizard Lightning, that means their hand is they don't have any attackers otherwise. I want to Omen now. See if I find another land other than this Otawara that I could potentially play tapped, and then I can have Enigmatic for next turn. Honestly, both of these are good. So let's just go ahead and play this tapped, save ourselves 2 life. Then I'll play Otawara into Enigmatic into 3-drop next turn. second. I am just dead to just them just drawing burn, but if we can get to this frill back, I mean, maybe I even want to just go frill back now, enigmatic next turn, and then copy the frill back. It's not a terrible idea. Let's do that, because I think that's safe. Because I could probably realistically take 8 out of nowhere, especially if they go like slick shot into a spell or two. Whereas with this, they have less good draws because I'm up 4 life and I have a 3/3 blocker. So I think this is, even though the enigmatic play is a very good one, I think this is very good for the situation we're in at the moment. I mean, they basically negated one of their wizard lightning and half of their first Swift Spear attack, so that's actually a big deal. That's like 4 mana worth of stuff that we countered. Oh yeah, love to see a Soulscar Mage here. Okay, Monstrous Rage is coming next. So now we're honestly, I think we've turned the corner now. I'm just going to play Enigmatic. We're going to sack Omen, get Skyclave, get rid of this Soulscar. We know that they're drawing into not a creature, right? So that's a big deal. Okay. Drawing the Tolsmere is obviously not great, but I mean, if we just find another green or white source, which I mean we have the path here, we could just because next turn I could go path plus Omen and then play Tolsmere on the following turn, even if I was feeling frisky. I'm not going to attack because they could just find a way to kill the Frillback, and I want to keep the blocker, even though I do plan on getting rid of this Soulscar Mage. Skyclave, boom. And they left a non-creature spell on top, so they have to have a creature among the 2 cards, which they didn't play. But I mean, if they have Slick Shot plus Monstrous Rage, that's 2, 4, 5 damage, puts me down to 7. And then with another non-creature spell, it could be potentially another 5 more. So they could get me down to potentially 2 would be the lowest they could go, I think, with just the Slick Shot. The problem is we drew the Glass Pool again, so I couldn't copy a Skyclave or the Frillback. But I think next turn I'm just going to go Path Omen into a Larcenist off the Enigmatic. That way I can pull some burn out of their hand and have a flying blocker. Okay. Love to see them passing. That's a huge deal. That's awesome. I mean, they probably have something like so let's go green, blue. I probably, so I have the plains. I can just play the Tolsmere next turn. Let's get the mountain here. Yeah. I actually don't think it matters since I'm playing I'm actually not going to play this just yet. I don't know if it's fully safe to attack yet. And I actually probably should have kept this path in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because I'll be really close to cracking it. But yeah, maybe I can, if I hold control, maybe I can hold priority still. No, okay, that's fine. Get this path. Then Larcenist is still the best option, I think, because it lets me pull something out of their hand. Mainboard Larcenist has already felt really good. 2 games in, and I'm chuffed to have it. This is another Wizard's Lightning. Probably target the Skyclave. Just target face. Okay, cool. And Monstrous Rage, and I'm not sure what the other card is. So Kenzen. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So when I go to play the Omen, I'm going to want to tap the Mountain and the Odoir because I have those marches in my deck. I have 3 of them. I could potentially just, exile like Cavalier here to be able to pay 1 mana just to exile whatever they cast. Because all their stuff is 2 or less. But I don't think they're in a good spot here. Once I get Tolsmir out, then I start gaining more life. Atraxa, same thing. Yeah, okay. And then Sokenzen is their other card, which looks like they're just going to save, which is interesting. I'm gonna bottom the land since I have another one in my hand. But Elish Norn, I'd leave 1 mana open, but then that is ready to close the door. Let's take it, because then I can go get like Wandering Mind with my Omen here. Bindings are kind of expensive right now, but that's fine. Let's send... Well, actually, I'll leave the Larcenist up because of Slick Shot. I think that's the only thing I'm scared of. Because this only does a creature and they have Sokenzen in their hand, and it's the next is cast. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's get Wandering Mind here. Hopefully I want to find a March off of one of these triggers. Okay, we'll take the Leyline Binding, which costs me 3 right now, and then then we're gonna take the March, and then now we're not losing with March and Binding and Tolsmir. Like, this is just game over. It's just we're just waiting to see how long it takes. Yeah, love it. Alright. Clever Lumimancer. Okay. I probably leave that on top. They need creatures. Yeah. I still have the Sokenzen. I should probably play it by now, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna exile the Cavalier. The Cavalier's not really good here. Okie dokie. So, I really like Sensors because it makes all the creatures enter tapped, but it also makes mine enter tapped. I don't like Agent. So, I mean, this deck is kind of tuned for aggro pre-board because the deck does the worst against aggro. Does better into control and mid-range, and so you're more likely to win those games just naturally. So you need to play with aggro in mind. Those are the ones you have the hardest time with. I don't know if I need Supreme Verdict. I already have the 3 lockdowns mainboard. I guess I should also say, I didn't say it earlier or in the other one. I'm playing 3 lockdowns mainboard, and so I'm playing no Chain of the Rocks main board. I'm playing Marches and Get Losts as my removal spells, and I have a pair of Chains in the sideboard just for bigger, stickier threats out of stuff like, say, Creativity or like Vein Rippers and things like that. Things like that I'm not going to feasibly hit with a March, for example. Amalia's, I mean, Amalia's not going to hit with a March, but, stuff like that. No, I probably wouldn't bring it in against Amalia because I have the lockdowns and the Get Lost and the Marches. I think that's all I changed, though, here. I think Agent is bad. I think the rest of this is totally fine. So I think I was definitely correct in doing. Man, this Frillback really wants to be in my hand. This is like the third game in a row. So we don't have white to cast the Leyline Binding, but we can cast a Ketria. We're on the draw, and we have Domain at 2 kind of right off the rip. So we just have to find a white source in like 2 draws, basically. I think this is too risky. This is much worse. This, we have to deal with this, unfortunately. Put back Channeler. Fires, unfortunately. I think it's Fires. And then we'll just go Wispara, Foundry, Steam Vents. That's oof. That's a rough one to see. It's a lot like the Slick Shot in that, it just gets +2, but this one gets +2 toughness as well. Not that we really care about toughness much. I guess with Tolsmere you do, but that's about it. But I think this one's going to kill us dead pretty quick. So we just have to survive until turn 3, really. We're at an effective 18. Okay. Okay, cool. So that actually only does... Lumimancer doesn't get triggered by the Kumano, which is nice. It means we're only taking 2 less damage here, which is a big deal. Oh, look at that. That gave us back our Fires. Okay, I think we're in favor to survive this next turn here. They didn't do much. I mean, like, if they go like Slick Shot Monstrous Rage, like, we'd be at a very low life, but I think we would still survive to cast this lockdown, which would be just devastating for them. They could just have like triple burn spell here, though, which would be scary. Boros Charm. 4, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14. Oof. Ooh. God, that was so close. And we're at 1 now, which really sucks. Alrighty. Hold our breath. Hope for a check land or something, and no play with fire in their hand, or a spliff spear, or a slick shot. They actually have a lot of good draws. We're kind of screwed because they have the wizard lightnings as well. So that was a really strong one. Sheesh. What that was 4, 7 plus another 4 from the 2 Lumimancer triggers is 11 plus another 2, 13, 14 damage in one go. The problem with this is I can't really do much to play my mana efficiently. I probably should have done the Surveil after I played the Path in retrospect. But yeah, because this doesn't matter if I put this in my graveyard. Let's get the swamp, and then we'll have full domain. But if they just have a stiff breeze, we're dead. So okay, even their lands kill us. Look at that. Yeah, if I had an untapped land, that would have been awesome because then I could have cast the throwback, obviously, but I didn't. Okay, on the play, I'm not sure if that helps us any because actually lockdown is slightly worse on the play. Um, no blue, but we have removal. I don't like this hand, but I think that I have to keep it. So I'm going to lead on the basic planes because that way I don't have to take life, and if I don't need to cast this march right away, I can just play the Temple Garden tapped on turn 2. That way I take 2 less life. And then I just hope that I draw like a blue source or a red source. Or ideally, but like a Steam Vents would be ideal. But I'm probably exiling the Hellish Norn for this March. One of the other things, like definitely lost in the sauce. Let's put that on the table. I get lost in the sauce. I'm making these deck lists all the time, but I am running, instead of one of my lands, I'm running an Emiria's Call because it's a land that can pitch to March of the Whirly Light. I've played the Emiria Call in the past, and I mean, I really like it. It's really cool. It's nice to just have. I like having in a deck that has a ton of lands in it. It's really important to have lands that do other things, spell lands. And that one's an untapped land, so it's important, and it's white. It's important. Physicist with Spear. Okay. Um, and so I've just liked it. It can be just like a game ender sometimes, and that you just go. So if I play this tapped, then I have to exile the Elesh Norn to exile whatever they played next. If I play it untapped, then I get to keep my Elesh Norn, but at the cost of 2 life. I honestly think that saving the 2 life is better. We'll just leave it here, actually. Okay. I'm going to declare no blocks and then see if I can get them to spend any spells. Hopefully unlike the Swift Spear. Okay, they just have a Wizard's Lightning. Let's get the Soul Scar because it has some utility outside of just the Swift Spear, which is just a beater. Okay, Path is nice, I guess. It's slow, but we'll just go get... Honestly, we should just go get a mountain, even though I really want to get an island for that Omen, but this lets me play the Fable, which is a blocker next turn. But I am open. They have 4 cards in hand, and they just get to have their way with me, which is kind of unfortunate. Double Swift Spear is kind of rough. But they don't have any... Oh, actually, that's actually a very notable reason for getting rid of Soul Scars. They no longer have a wizard. So they can't just Wizard Lightning for 1. This is a monk. Okay. I think I definitely probably should have picked a better hand. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, but you know, I think this is fine. This will let me loot away the Omen and the Cavalier. Hopefully, I get a land, play my Tranquil Throwback, get a 3/3 blocker, and 4 life. But if they have like Monstrous Rage here, I'm kind of SOL. Look at that, they do. We survive it too, I guess, right? Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of Cav and Sensor. Hope to find... Well, shit. Well, let's just go ahead and... I probably should have played, actually, the Steam Vents tap, since I won't be able to. But we just gotta play this and hope they don't have any non-creature spells to pump the Swiftspear. We'll block this one. They drew a land. Okay. They have like Wizard's Lightning here. That just sucks. I mean, they literally need any non-creature spell, so it like doesn't matter. I assume they do, otherwise they wouldn't make this attack. Yeah, they got the Wizard's Lightning. I don't know why they just didn't do that. There was zero reason for them not to cast that pre-combat, so I don't know why they did that. But all right, that was that. Definitely should have kept a better hand, but you know, whatever. Okay. This will probably be the last one for now. We haven't done any of the transformational sideboard stuff, which is crazy. It's just been well, I guess yeah, we did the aggro deck, but this has 0 removal, but I mean that's fine. We'll go Petal, Mountain, Path. I mean, this mana base is probably also wrong too. I just took it from a pre-existing deck. I didn't like pay any mind to it, but it sucks because I haven't really had a chance to test the transformational part about it. We've tested the like aggro part of it a little bit. Like that first game against the aggro deck was really good, and we definitely eat up mid-range. Just that's a given. So it's just do these changes, give me the extra stock against aggro that I want, and then do they give me? I love the choice of the land. And then do they give me the extra points against control on Lotus post board by having the No More Lies and things like that in the deck? I'm gonna get an island so that way I can cast the Omen of the Sea. Like my domain's only gonna be 2, which is gonna be kind of rough, but that's fine. We're probably just gonna go. Okay, we're playing Phoenix. We're probably just gonna go Fires on 3. No, okay, we're playing the Dimir Proft deck. So it's going to be like Ledger Shredder, Prof, Eidetic Memory, the Duelist of the Mind, Picklock Pranksters, then just Dimir cantrips. Yeah, I think Binding was the right choice for sure. I mean, I think Omen was the next best good choice. And this is actually a really good draw because now I get to hold open Omen or get lost. But honestly, I'd probably just do like cast the Omen. If they even cast a creature, I'd probably just cast the Omen. And then I can go Fires, get lost on the next turn, which is okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Dimir Proft. I play this tapped. Okay. I'm gonna put one of these on the bottom, but I'll keep the other on top. That's actually pretty. That's better than the get lost here. Okay, good. Now we just immediately went to 4 domain, which is great. Now we're sitting pretty. Yeah, and if they just make this like really big, then which they don't. That's awesome. Let's just discard Fires and the second Presence because I was gonna cycle the Presence anyways. So that's kind of a bummer what just happened there. Let's go ahead and just attack. This is whenever he commits a crime. What's it? It's equal number of cards. Whenever you commit a crime, yeah. So I want to cycle this Ketria potentially later on. I'm going to play this Steam Vents tapped. Let's get Yorion in hand. Let's get lost one of these. Then I'm going to cast Yorion. Bounce all this stuff. I have no reason to bounce the fires because I have nothing to cast after, so I just like there's no like zero reason to. Let's resolve the path first, so that way there's less chance of drawing a basic off of the Omen. We'll put the swamp in hand. That'll be the last thing to complete our domain. I don't want either of these right now. I want to get those off in Enigmatic. Okay. We're in a great spot now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 2 away from just casting a Miri's Call also. Or Path. Bitter Triumph on Yorion, I assume. I imagine they attack with this, but I could attack with both goblins next turn and then path them because I'll have the mana to do so. I mean, it's going to be a big duelist. It's going to be a really big duelist. So it's what, a 6? Yeah, that's difficult. Let's get rid of these 2 cycle lands, actually. Oh, easy peasy. Cast. So we have to pay for this one manually. 1, 2, 3. Ugh, we're 1 shy. Okay, yeah. There's I'll just path next turn and all that stuff. So let's finally do the transformational sideboard, right? So the problem is I want to keep all the lockdowns in. Actually, I don't even know if it's like the fires is really good there. I don't think I need vetoes either. Lockdown just devastates this deck because everything they have, the shredders, the proft, everything is 2 or less. They're just trying to buff those things, the picklocks. Tolsmere probably is not worth keeping if I'm getting rid of the fires. Agent's probably really good because I could just steal their thing. The marches are really good. Maybe I just... Throwback possibly? Well, a throwback gets rid of a prof, but it doesn't do anything else. Let's do that. Let's try that. Let's try this. I don't know if this is right. It doesn't feel good, but we'll see. I really want to try the transformational sideboard, so. Oof. Well, if I could get lands, that would be pretty sweet. I'm not going lower than this. We'll put back Ether Channeler in second March. I'm going to play the Portico because this lets me view the top versus the glass pool. I'm going to keep that. It's kind of a bummer, obviously, but it is what it is. It wouldn't have known otherwise. The chance that it was not something we didn't want, then a lot of the times with the surveillance, I've just put it back on top because it's something I wanted. But you also just have that, you have those few extra percentage points you would get from the surveil land, especially if you're playing a more controlling game. I don't know if it's right in the end. I'll say that I haven't had enough play experience with it yet, but I do like it. If they have a negate or something, that's fine. It's a good draw. Yeah, I just usually equate this deck to just a worse version of Phoenix. I think it has like really strong, just out of nowhere wins, which is cool. But yeah, I just don't think it's that good, really. Get Lost, Steam Vents Mountain, and Ketria. So I'm going to play the Glass Pool Shore tapped. I'm going to play this. Get Swamp because I can't search, right? Duh. Should have just played the Presence. Jace. So they have a transformational sideboard too, it seems. Interesting. Hinterland, March, Valakut, No More Lies. Okay. I would have liked the land, I think. So the Enigmatic doesn't do much here. Looks like they've just switched to basically just Dimir control, which is interesting. I think the plan is to play this Temple Garden pass, and then I'm going to march the Ashiok when I get a chance, when it feels safe. And then I'll play Enigmatic on the following turn, and then we can do something about the Jace or whatever else they play. They milled a Shieldred, that's a big deal. But yeah, it definitely looks like they just switched to like just Dimir control. I mean, it makes sense. This, like I said, this deck isn't like it's too good. And me, of course, shit talking them this is gonna be the game I lose to them. I'm not sure what's taking them so long, though. Are they like really debating this presence? I always like to play the land after the draw spell, make them think that I drew it off that, make them question their life choices, or that I was like desperate for it, so to speak. Dispute, Path, Presence, Omen. Okay, we haven't milled any we've milled a lot of card draw, but not anything like crazy. Until end of turn. Yeah, Jace is scary, but Treasure Cruise is also scary. So I didn't go after the Ashiok now because I kind of want to wait. Oh, I can't get Planeswalkers? Oh my god. It's not a get lost. Shoot. That completely changes everything. Yeah, we just say go, right? I mean, Enigmatic is probably fine. I don't know what they choose, but I thought I was going to be able to get this Ashiok. That really sucks. Maybe they just take the lockdown just because it gets rid of their Jace? That's my guess. There's no reason for them to take Enigmatics because they have the Ashiok right now. And I have no way to deal with it. Not yet. Makes sense. Oof. Worst draw of the decade, that's for sure. I think I just have to get rid of this Jace. It sucks, because I'm losing more out of this than they are. But us drawing 3 Enigmatics in the face of an Ashiok is really brutal. We can always just get rid of the lockdown later with the Enigmatics, even if we don't search. But just resetting the Jace, I think, probably matters, especially since it's so close and they can't it prevents them from plotting and all that. They can't dispute this. I don't know what's in their hand. I would like to, though. I need to find Get Lost or Leyline Binding on my draws. I've got 6 draws here. Or Skyclave, so that makes it 7 draws here. Because I haven't... Yeah, none of those. Oh, there's a Get Lost, so I have 6. Yeah, there's a Get Lost in the Exile Zone, so I have 6 out of 60. So I have like, well, 59, but I have about 1 in 10 chance. That's like not great. Okay. And Wandering Mind is gone, and it's sad. Shieldred. Yeah, Shieldred. Yeah, that's not a good draw. So I think I'm going to do what I was talking about. I'm just going to play this Enigmatic for the value of bouncing my stuff. I know they get their Jace back, but this draws me 2 cards. Obviously, is not great in the face of an Shieldred, but I have to dig for an answer to anything that they're doing. Probably going to cut some number. We're probably going to go down some lockdowns and in the vetoes probably main after this game. Okay. So we take another 6 by the by our next turn. Another 7. So we're down to 5. 4 with the J, so they have any other card draw, like a Treasure Cruise here. We're in a bad spot. Yeah, I think this is actually really genius how they've turned it into a Dimir control post board. That makes so much sense. So I'm down to like 3, I think this is 3. I need 2 more card draws. So they have a Treasure Cruise. I'm like dead. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we just got to play this and pass. And then hope that there's no more shenanigans. Because then I can just flash in the Kutsu, which, I mean, they know about. But that's a blocker. Maybe they forget, and then they just go straight to combat. And then I can, I mean, if they have removal, it doesn't matter. But I'm surprised they've plotted nothing so far. But if they don't have removal for this Kutsil, then I block and then I live to see another turn. Okay. All right, cool. Yes, we're going to bring in more controlling elements with the vetoes also, I think. And then I'm going to drop a lockdown. Maybe I want the... What do I want? What do I want? If they're playing a lot of planeswalkers, maybe I just go down one of the marches also. Let's do that. If we don't have to mulligan down to five again, that'd be really good. I mean, sure. Lands and spells, right? We have a no more or a veto or a get lost on 2. Doesn't care. I mean, if we get thought seized, it doesn't like matter, I guess. Yeah, they just take the veto. Get lost still answers any of the other stuff that they're playing, though. Probably the get lost is probably more important to what I have than the veto in retrospect. Let's play Jetmir now, because if they play something, I'm in 0 rush to remove it. Let's... Temple Garden. Surprised how few of the... I mean, I guess I have 83 cards. I guess I should... Oops. Yep. I've been to Sheoldred, which is interesting. Okay. Ooh. That's a great card to draw here. I'm going to play this Steam Benz tapped, and then I can just put back a lot of stuff. Yep. I'm going to do this now. Unfortunately, I'll probably tuck away Enigmatic. We'll just get a whole new 4. Why not, right? Okay. Yeah, they take the Omen of the Sea here. Now, I wish I didn't draw so many lands, but that's fine. We would have been drawing 3 lands in a row, so that would have been pretty brutal. I want to cycle this now in case I find a removal. I didn't. Okay. Because if I found Get Lost or a March or something there, then I could have just... It would have had to have been Get Lost or Leyline. I could have played the land untapped. But it is very possible that we just die this turn now because I mean, they would have shuffled, or sorry, discarded the the Get Lost if I had left it in my hand. So I wouldn't have had to Get Lost regardless. But this just gives me more chances and opportunities to find the Get Lost. Double Ashiok yet again is really rough. Oh god, the top card is Leyline Binding. God. Let's do... Man, that's really rough that the top card is Leyline Binding. I really wanted that. I want to just start casting spells. I know this is not optimal, but this will give me more mana, which will let me do Kenrith things. But we're likely dead, to be honest. This Ashiok is brutal. Oh, that's also a really good reason to copy. Is that two things to attack the Ashiok with. Golly, the top card is Leyline Binding again. Jeez. That's upsetting. Six. Okay. Well, this sucks. They have a second blocker, so I can't attack the Ashiok. Now Kenrith doesn't really matter. Oh. At least I don't have a Shieldred out. That's an okay one, I guess. Gotta go attacking first. Alright, white, blue, and black. I actually really wish I attacked with the Goblin Shaman. That way I could have up 3 mana for Dispute and this No More Lies. Right, because now I have to spend this No More Lies on this or... It's probably more important to have a flying blocker, unfortunately. They discard Bitter Triumph. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Like I said, I talk too much shit, and then I, of course, lose this game. Okay. Shieldred. Oh, they have an Odawara. Okay, I'm just dead. Well, not. I would have loved to have drawn any of those Leyline Bindings. That would have been awesome. I still think Valakut Awakening away all those things. I mean, if I had drawn, I think it was like 3 lands on top. So if I had just drawn 3 lands, they discard Get Lost, I draw Omen of the Sea, and I have Enigmatic. I guess that would have been the best case scenario. So I probably should have done that. I should have left those 2, but I felt like tucking them gave me a better chance of finding just other double removal spell. That way they just discard a removal spell, and I had another removal spell to get rid of the duelist, but I didn't. I drew 4 lands and a what's it? A Fable. So, all right, there we go.